Hey, I'm Jamey from Still My Art Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game King's Tricktakers. So this is a new version of the game Tricktakers that I raved about a few months ago, maybe last year. It was one of my favorite new-to-me games last year that had come out in the past. Saw it on Kickstarter, I backed it, and I played this new version for the first time recently and really enjoyed it. It does some nice things to, I think, I don't necessarily want to say improve the game, but they changed the game a little bit. One of the things I loved about the original Tricktakers game is that over 3 rounds, you got to play with a bunch of different asymmetric abilities. So the idea that I highlighted in this video was that instead of choosing an asymmetric ability at the beginning of the game, a very different goal and power than the other players, and being stuck with that for the rest of the game, which can work. That can be great in many games. But what I loved about Tricktakers is that at the end of each round, you got to lose that ability most often and then gain a new asymmetric ability. So based on your hand of cards, you get to look at your hand of cards and choose an ability that matched that hand of cards. That still happens in King's Tricktakers. Still same mechanism, very similar mechanism to that original game. However, this game also adds a new element of persistence throughout the entire game in that at the very beginning of the game, you draft a special character, and these are tiles. They're not cards. You can't really tell, but they're tiles. You're going to draft a special character that you'll have for the entire game, and these actually come with 2 other tiles along with them. So it's a total of 3 tiles that you're getting with your character, and you have that character for the entire game. So it's 2 levels of asymmetry. You have an asymmetric character for the entire game, and then you have asymmetric abilities that come and go throughout the game that depend on your specific hand of cards. I really like that about the game. The other thing that I thought was a nice benefit or a nice change in King's Tricktakers is that in the original Tricktakers, there's so much going on that it's a little hard to tell what other players want. And in a trick-taking game, I think this is somewhat important that you're not just focusing on, say, how many tricks you are trying to win based on your bid, but also how many tricks the other players are trying to win. And there's a lot to keep track of in the original game. This game does something really clever in that some of these ability cards that you have, they are double-sided. And so you'll have 3 different special abilities. These are the asymmetric abilities that are rotating out each round. You'll have 3 of them face up, and then after you look at your hand, you'll flip one of them over to declare it as your bid. So you'll lose an ability essentially, but you get a bid. So I'm saying if I win 3 tricks, I'll get 100 points. Awesome. Seems almost overpowered there, but really good here. Perhaps I'm losing a more powerful ability on this other side. But what this does not just helps me focus on a specific bid, and gives me an interesting choice of which asymmetric abilities I want and which one I want to flip over for its bid. But it also makes it very visible and clear to other players what number of cards I am going after, what my bid is. Because you can see this is a big card, this is a big number, it's clearly visible from across the table that I'm going for 3 and that it's worth 100 points if I get it. And so other players can see that. Oh, Jamey chose this, he's trying to win exactly 3 tricks. We need to stop him from doing that because otherwise he'll get 100 points. So I love the visibility of this. Very clearly visible to other players how many tricks you're trying to win, or what your goal is for that round. Other things are a little bit more obtuse, a little harder to keep track of for other players, but they matter less than the actual bid. So yeah, that level of persistence and asymmetric persistence combined with the changing asymmetry throughout the game, paired with the clear visibility of your current bid and what other players want, are things that I really, really enjoy about King's Tricktakers. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you got this game as well, or if you can think of other games that have this combination of ever-shifting asymmetry plus persistent asymmetry and just clarity of bids. I think a lot of trick-taking games have very clear bids, but this game needed it and they added it. Yeah, those are my thoughts on King's Tricktakers.